I'm Basilia for 5 Foot Nomad and welcome to another video. In my channel, I share content about the digital nomad lifestyle, working online and traveling, okay? So in this video, guys, I'm going to be discussing the differences between remote worker and a freelancer, okay? I realized that some people don't realize this. Okay, fine, I'm going to admit it. For a long time I did not realize this myself, okay? I'm not gonna put it on people. I'm gonna take responsibility for that, okay? For a long time I did not realize the difference. I just felt, oh, freelancer, remote worker, whatever. God knows what I was thinking, but I just assumed that they literally meant the same thing, but there are clear differences between a freelancer and a remote worker, okay? And I'm going to dive into that in this video. So if you're new to online work and you're not sure which path you need to take, or you're already working online and you're not sure, maybe you want to switch from freelancer to remote worker and you're not sure which one to decide, make sure you watch this video until the end, guys. So let's dive right in. So working online is basically the umbrella term for people who work with their computer, from anywhere in the world, okay? But there are freelancers and there are remote workers. So how do you tell the difference? How do you know which one is the right one for you, okay? So at the end of this video, I'm going to share with you how to choose the right one for you, okay? So make sure you watch this video until the end if you find yourself struggling to choose. So I'm now going to share with you 8 differences between freelancers and remote workers. So let's dive right in. A freelancer is basically a self-employed person who works from anywhere, okay? This means that a freelancer is someone who just offers their services online independently of a company or anyone. They just work with independent clients. They probably have a registered company, or they just work without the company, just working online and earning money, okay? So a freelancer is a self-employed person who works from anywhere. And then a remote worker works full-time for one company but is free to work from anywhere, okay? I'm just going to be saying the differences between both of them, so you have an idea of the differences, right? So yeah, a remote worker works full-time for one company but is free to work from anywhere, okay? This means that a remote worker is probably working for let's say a digital marketing company that's based in the US, okay? But they are allowed to work from anywhere, and they can either choose to work from their home, they can choose to work from another country, but they basically work for one company and they work full-time, okay? So freelancers usually offer a variety of services based on their skill set and experience, okay? So basically, I'm a freelancer, okay, and I have a variety of skills. I can design websites. I am a freelance writer. I am also now a therapist. I'm gonna make a video about that actually. I'm now a CBT therapist. I'm also a digital marketer. I have all this variety of skills, and as a freelancer, I can earn from all my skills. I offer a variety of services online. The primary services I offer are freelance copywriting, where I write newsletters, blog posts, Instagram captions, and another service that I offer is digital marketing, to market products and services and sell and all these things, and now offering therapy sessions online. This means as freelancers, they basically offer a variety of services based on their skill set and experience. But remote workers, on the other hand, they usually perform a specific type of work. If you work a 9 to 5, that if your role is administrative executive or something like that, then that's your role. You're not now going to be the human resource manager in addition to that. If you work for a company, you have your specific role and that's it. So that's how remote workers work. They usually perform a specific type of work. So the third difference between freelancers and remote workers is that for freelancers, projects are often short-term or part-time, okay? I'm a freelancer. I often work with some clients only one time, while sometimes I work with multiple clients or repeat clients in that sense. But projects are often short-term, maybe between 1 day to 2 days to 3 days. If it's a repeat client, then you could have a short-term contract, but it's not usually long-term, except maybe you have some sort of contract with this client because they love your work so much that they sort of have a long-term contract with you, which is not usually the case though. But generally, freelancers usually work on short-term projects, okay? Meanwhile, remote workers have a long-term contract and they work on long-term projects, okay? Basically, as a remote worker working for one client, you know, with one specific role, you have a long-term contract, you know. This contract could be a year, it could be 2 years, it could be 3 years, you know, depending on that contract. That's how you work. And they also work on long-term projects, not just short-term projects that start and finish, you know, but long-term projects that usually work towards the general goal of the company that they're working for, okay? So the fourth difference between a freelancer and a remote worker is that a freelancer has a flexible work schedule with 100% control over their time. I'm a freelancer and I can choose to wake up at 10 a.m., you know, based on my deadlines, of course, but I can choose to wake up at 10 a.m., you know, do whatever I like, watch TV by 11 a.m., you know, go for a walk by 12, and only then start work by 4 p.m., okay? But so my schedule is 100% flexible based on my deadlines, of course, you know, deadlines for my short-term projects. And yeah, this means I literally have 100% control over my time. But a remote worker, on the other hand, has a fixed work schedule as per company hours, okay? As we mentioned, remote workers work for one company, you know, because they have a long-term contract and they have specific work hours. They have a fixed work schedule based on company hours. If company work hours is 9 to 4, that is the time that the remote worker works. It doesn't matter where they are. You know, if they're working from another country, they have to work using that same time zone for the location of their company. You're starting to see the differences, right? So freelancer and remote work is not the same thing. So understanding these differences would really help you to choose the one that works best for you. Again, a remote worker has a fixed work schedule as per company hours. And another difference between a freelancer and remote worker is freelancers charge for services based on hourly rates per project or ongoing contract terms, okay? So freelancers, as a freelancer, I charge per hour or per project, okay? Let's say if I'm writing 5 Instagram captions and a caption is $5, then I know that that project is going to be $25, you know, and that's how much I charge. And then if I'm working with a client or if I'm providing therapy sessions, then I charge per hour because it's per hour. Let's say I charge $10 or $20 or $50, then I'm charging by hour for my service. So that's how freelancers work. You know, they charge based on hourly rates per project or ongoing contract terms. Meanwhile, remote workers have a fixed salary plus benefits, okay? At the end of every month, a remote worker knows that they're earning $1,000 or $2,000 or $3,000 because that's their fixed salary based on their contract, okay? Meanwhile, freelancers are often not sure how much they're going to earn by the end of the month. Yes, if you have the same repeat clients, you know, a freelancer might have an idea like, okay, every month I earn between $700 and $1,000, or every month I earn between $1,000 and $2,000, you know, between that range. But they don't usually have a fixed salary that is guaranteed no matter what. You know what I mean? Because they charge per project. But for remote workers, they have a fixed salary. If it's $2,000 that every month that's in their contract, that's what they earn for services provided. Okay, you see, it's interesting, right? So another difference between freelancers and remote workers is that freelancers usually perform tasks for multiple clients, okay? Sometimes I work with like 5 clients at a time and I have 5 deadlines and I have to meet all these deadlines, and it can be quite crazy actually, you know? But yeah, freelancers perform tasks for multiple clients, you know, because freelancers have a variety of skills that they use to offer multiple services, you know. They can be providing web design for one client, they can be providing writing services for another client, they can be providing therapy sessions to another client. Like, because of all these skills and they're offering it to a variety of people, you know, they perform tasks for multiple clients, you know, and you have to work with their multiple time zones as well. So all of these factors really come into play. So in contrast, remote workers have a clearly defined role according to employer needs, okay? I think I've already mentioned this point before, in a way. You know, a remote worker's role is defined. If you are a data analyst for a company as a remote worker, you know your roles. You know that I perform A, B, C, D, E, or F, you know, and that is your role. You do this, you get the job done, and that is how you do, okay? And yeah, you have to work with company hours and all of these things, okay? Another difference between freelancer and remote worker is that the freelancer is responsible for their own health insurance, taxes and future financial plan. Okay, as a freelancer, there is no pension, you know, there's no fixed salary. You have to take care of all your tax needs. Like, you probably need to get an accountant, probably, depending on your country. You know, there's no future financial plan, or like I said, pension plan. You know, there's no health insurance, there's no health benefits from your employer, because you don't have an employer, there's no contract. You're just on the internet, you know, getting jobs, getting them done, getting paid. Okay, but as a remote worker, your employer gives you health benefits, health insurance, and they handle your taxes, and you probably have a pension plan. Okay, so this is super exciting, you know. So if maybe these things are super important to you, and you must have a health plan, you must have a pension plan, then being a remote worker would seem like the better choice for you. You know what I mean? So remote workers have a fixed income, they have health benefits, you know, they could get a paid leave or paid vacation or bonuses. You know, their employer handles their taxes, so what they get at the end of the month is their net income, excluding taxes and excluding whatever things that they need to pay. You know, their employer handles your pension plan. So all of these things are actually great benefits of being a remote worker. Okay, so another difference between a freelancer and a remote worker is that a freelancer gets paid via third-party online platforms like PayPal, Payoneer, Stripe. You know, like, this sometimes is super annoying, you know, because you know, when you're being paid by all these third-party platforms, you know, via PayPal, Payoneer, Stripe, you know, they take a percentage. I actually mentioned this in a detailed blog post that I would leave in the description below, actually, you know, because this is just sort of a summary, but in that blog post, I really dive into all the differences between freelancers and remote workers. So you can check out the link to read the blog post on my website in the link in the description below. So freelancers get paid via third-party online platforms like PayPal, Payoneer, Stripe, you know, and yeah, it's cool, you know, because you just get your money, but sometimes it's a bit difficult because of the charges from these third-party platforms, and sometimes, you know, like exchange rates and all of these things can really affect your income at the end of the month, actually. So as a remote worker, though, you know, you get paid direct bank deposit or a check. You know, direct, like, you get paid directly into your bank account or by check. You know, you get what you know you're gonna get every month, you know, which is your fixed income, or including bonuses if you qualify or whatever, you know. So, like, now that I'm reading this, like, remote work actually seems appealing, you know. I mean, of course, you're not 100% in control of your time as a remote worker, but, like, I mean, it's appealing, you know. I would like to know that I'm getting $2,000 at the end of every month, you know, unlike how I do as a freelancer, but whatever, that's another gist. So yes, guys, so yeah, those are the differences between a freelancer and a remote worker, guys. So, like, based on all you've heard so far, you know, which one seems more appealing to you? How do you choose? Okay, so this is what I'm going to talk about now. How do you choose the one that's right for you? Okay, there's remote work on one hand, where you work for one company, you have a fixed salary, you know, your employer handles your health benefits, your taxes, you have a pension plan, you know, you have fixed work hours, you know, but you can work from anywhere in the world. And then there's freelancing, where you're 100% responsible for yourself. You work with multiple clients, almost like the hustler of the internet, you know, working with different people, using up all your skill sets. You know, you don't have a health plan, you're responsible for that. There's no bonus, there's no leave, you know, but you're 100% responsible for your time. You can work from anywhere, anytime, whenever you want. You can say, oh, I don't want to work for a month, and you can do that because you're a freelancer, you know. So all these things, how do you choose? So the way to choose the right one for you is to ask yourself a few questions. Okay, what is my preferred lifestyle? Okay, do I have financial responsibilities? You know, like, do I have a child? Do I have a mortgage? You know, which one presents a more stable source of income for me? You know, what are my financial goals? Okay, do I want to save up $10,000 in 5 years, or do I want to buy a house? Do I want to have some investments that require a certain amount of money? You know, how much free time do you want to have on your hands? Okay, like, these are questions you need to ask yourself, so you understand what you want. You know, knowing what you want and what's a priority to you will help you choose. You know, you can also ask yourself, what are my day-to-day responsibilities? Okay, do you have a child? Do you have a parent that you're taking care of? You know, all these things will help you see if you have the time for it, you know, and to see which option works best for you, basically. So I feel like this is just a summary, and I really dive into all of these questions to ask yourself to help you decide. And I really broke down all the differences between a freelancer and a remote worker in the blog post on my website, which is in the description below. So yes, I hope you found this video super useful, and yeah, if you did, make sure to like, subscribe, let me know your thoughts. Which one would you choose, freelancer or remote worker? It's like blue pill, red pill, right? So which one would you choose, guys? Let me know in the comments below. If you have any questions, ask me, okay? I will respond to you. And if you've watched this video until now, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and until next time, bye.